So we drove up today from, where did we start?
Oakland.
Where did I start today? I started in San Diego, but we drove from Oakland. And I was in the car, we're talking about this phenomenon that happens to everyone, is that when someone doesn't like what we do, or somebody perceives us in a way where we aren't beloved, it hurts. There's pain. So the Buddha, who lived a couple thousand years ago, had something to say. So not that much has changed. So I want to read you something about what we call the 8 worldly winds. So gain, loss, status, disgrace, censure, praise, pleasure, pain. These conditions among human beings are inconstant, impermanent, subject to change. Knowing this, the wise person, mindful, ponders these changing conditions. Desirable things don't charm the mind. Undesirable ones bring no resistance. So this is from a sutta called the Lokavipatti Sutta, which translates to the failings of the world, meaning we're all gonna get all these 8 things. They're these winds that blow through our lives, that we can do the same thing. Someone will love it, someone will hate it, someone won't care. And these things happen over and over. And the more we see how we get pushed and pulled, we have more choice, we have more freedom. So I'm going to read you just a little bit, and then we'll go into our meditation. So we want life to be filled with happiness for ourselves and our children, but life does not flow in one direction, full only of pleasant and joyful moments. In the Lokavipatti Sutta, the Buddha taught his disciples about the 8 worldly winds, or 8 vicissitudes, the changing state of the world that blows us around, sometimes to our delight and sometimes to our dismay. The Buddha told his followers that all our lived experience fits into these 8 categories. All people, parents, and children encounter these 8 changing states over and over in a single lifetime. And the Buddha highlights how fickle these winds are and encourages his followers to see them come and go without falling in love with the good and rebelling against what hurts. Sometimes we experience loss, and sometimes people will think the worst of us or judge our kids and by proxy our parenting. The knowledge that these states are temporary is, in my experience, not synonymous with acceptance, especially when it comes to parenting. Taking the long view and recognizing that all things change is a process. Knowing nothing lasts forever does not prevent us from wanting only the good stuff. We want our kids to be healthy and devoted to us forever, to stay away from drugs and alcohol, and to consider the future when they act. As a species, we are reluctant to accept the unwelcome truth that living in this world means we will touch each of the 8 worldly winds. Marshall Rosenberg, father of 3 and founder of Nonviolent Communication, said the definition of hell is believing there is such a thing as a good parent. The world makes assessments. The same action will always elicit both praise and blame. To some folks, writing about my child's mental health will be shocking and seen as very bad parenting. Recognizing that whatever I do will be loved by some and hated by others was a frightening prospect. Especially with my background, I was afraid to be around disapproval. But gradually I realized it wasn't the disapproval or anger that causes me pain, but my own reaction to it, my fear and running from it. Knowing this, I was freer to live honestly without being scared for my safety. As my mentor, Jory Mansky, told me, if I want to be perfect for everyone else, I have to live inside their judgments. To be perfect for myself means I live inside my own judgments. This helped me see that if I held on to the idea of perfection and believed any judgment, even my own was the truth, I would suffer. One of the most precious gifts we possess is the ability to choose where we place our minds. This truth offers us the possibility of standing solidly, firmly present, and compassion for ourselves, regardless of what the world is throwing at us, liking or disliking, good health or illness, an easy time or a major struggle. We may become hardened and embittered by our situation, or we may choose to find a subtle joy in our intention to befriend ourselves no matter what. We have the choice to react by raging against the injustices we or our children are handed, or to choose to touch our courage and remind ourselves that all states and conditions will arise and pass away. The Buddha offers the image of a mountain to remind us of unshakable calm even in a storm. Meditating on the image of a mountain is one of the most beloved meditations for equanimity and reminds us of our own mountain nature, our own ability to stay solid and stable despite the vicissitudes of life. Thich Nhat Hanh offers us the visualization of the mountain in ourselves. Breathing in, I touch the mountain in myself. Breathing out, I am solid. We can sit like a mountain, not swayed by storms or worldly winds. Pain is natural. Pain, destabilization, loss, reprimands, and people thinking badly of us can be some of the most unpleasant aspects of life. They are some of the most difficult moments to tolerate for ourselves and especially for our kids. As humans, we have a natural aversion to these painful states. We create elaborate protections and arrange our lives to ward off the embarrassment, shame, fear, anger, and physical pain we are afraid of. But living in a body guarantees us pain, sometimes lots of it. There is a belief that pain, injury, illness, losing one's health, losing money, experiencing discomfort, loneliness, confusion, frustration, or disappointment means something is wrong. If we have an illness like arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, mental health issues, or something chronic, it's an imposition. If these conditions are present in our children, it's worse. Disease and pain are not seen as integral parts of the human condition, despite the fact that almost 70% of women and 65% of men enrolled in Medicare over the age of 65 in the US have 2 or more chronic illnesses. The Western world and its access to medicine and technology gives us the illusory promise of an existence free from pain, discomfort, and suffering. Our relentless media exposes us to a stream of positive and happy images designed to stimulate the consumption of products that purportedly deliver fulfillment and even love and intimacy. While a home security system and a safe car may be desirable things, they can't protect us from life's fluctuations, nor can they assuage the disappointment, fear, anger, and frustration that accompany pain, loss, bad press, and blame. Our societal conditioning trains us to disavow loss, disgrace, and corrections and all manner of pain, and to move as quickly away from those states as possible. These states are doubly painful for parents, since there is a tacit belief that if we or our children are in pain or experience loss, we've contributed to it. We didn't exercise enough, eat well, or follow society's scripts. If we had read more self-help books, been more vigilant or careful, neither we nor our children would now be embarrassed or ashamed. We have been raised to view the myth of happily ever after as an attainable state. The basis of balance or equanimity is understanding that below the constant surging tide of lows and highs, beyond our control, is a current of stillness within us. This stillness is our ability to stay balanced and strong despite the winds that shake us and our children. This nascent ability is here. We don't have to sprout it from a seed. It already exists. When mistaken beliefs of what is permissible and acceptable recede, our natural equanimity can shine with wisdom and patience on our lives. So I'd like us to move into a practice